Gacha is the only way for me to get some free stuff to play around, isn't it? In jokes aside, I honestly never thought that this video will ever come into existence because I've bought the red one already and don't feel like buying the blue one anytime soon. It seems like I accidentally get one for free. Shout out to Truthear consistently hosting weekly giveaway for our triple like me. So, red and blue. Crinacle's in-ear target versus Harmon in-ear target. My take on this will be extremely simple. Exactly the same take I would have on Sennheiser HD650s and 58X. If you don't care about tonal correctness on vocal and acoustic instrument, all you want is a dynamic and contrasty set for media consumption purposes like playing games or just listening to pop songs, go for the blue one or 58X. If you do care and you listen to classicals quite a lot, the red one or 650s shall be your pick. You know what's the funniest thing I found between these two? Although my brain is telling me that the red one is technically a better set across the board, with a smooth, natural and shout-free kind of sound, my hand just keep reaching to the blue one when I have choices between the two. And here's the catch. Our brain is able to do slight amount of auto EQ upon hearing, and a small amount of shout can be perceived as clarity. However, such perceived clarity will have effect on overall tonal performance as well. So pick your poison, I guess. Here's a TLDR, abstract, nothing burger type of descriptive comparing these two. Ready? Blue has a ball-like and bouncier kind of bass which is stand out from a song. Red has a feel-like, relatively pillowy kind of bass which serve as a canvas of a song. Blue is more intimate sounding while red is less so. Blue has an artificial but clean cut in terms of imaging and separation. Red has a coherent, one-piece but relatively blunt kind of presentation. It almost feels like anti-aliasing for sound, if gamers know what I mean. Vocal has a better chance to pierce through the mix of a song in blue, due to the infamous quality of shoutiness. While vocal in red will not stand out as much as blue, sounds in general come across more natural and true to life. To make an analogy between the two, blue is like good old Samsung OLED screen with vivid mode on. Thus colors are very vibrant and saturated. Red is like Apple's take on color, accurate, calibrated, and non-fatiguing. So which one is better? I don't know, ask an average consumer which screen looks better, a vivid one or calibrated one. Now that's a recipe for disaster. Luckily, I'm the one who can enjoy both to my heart's content. With that being said, hope you found this video helpful or as usual, entertaining as a copium piece. And see you in next video. Bye. And here we go again, welcome back to the weeb or casual sharing section of the video, in which I will AI generate a character to summarize my overall impression on the current item, and potentially elaborate more. And this time is a little bit special, a little bit lengthier than a normal one, because I really have some thoughts on the topic of frequency, harmony, and sound in general. They keep spinning around my head and I just want to spill it out. Maybe it will be all over the place, so just take a sip of coffee, relax, bear with me and take it as a grain of salt, okay? Okay. But before that, let's get the priorities right. Blue, dynamic, cheerful, contrasty, shouty. There's only one character fulfilling all of these elements, isn't it? Oh wait, the younger generation don't know who she is? Maybe two then? Anyway, I'll just go with an easygoing one because that's how the blue sound. This is how I feel about the blue set. Just boom, cute, boom. It is what it is. As usual, link in the description and feel free to explore more on my Pixel account as well. Now, let's talk about harmony and sound in general. For the longest time, I'm not the biggest fan of the term harmony when it comes to audio equipment. Not because of how it sounds, well, partially it is, but I will explain later. It's because the term harmony is so overused in the market of consumer-grade items, like in Bluetooth speakers, earphones, headphones, etc. It's tuned to the authoritative harmony target, best suited for human hearing, 1,000 hours of research, blah 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 blah. And I still remember, back in the days before I dig further into this rabbit hole, I just walked around with a little iPod Touch and a pair of IMO2. I tried a lot of earphones and headphones with these kinds of slogans slapped on their box. And by no offense, they all sounded like Shout is not the particular word I will use to describe how they sound. Joy is the word I will use to describe it. At that moment, I have two fundamental misunderstandings on this hobby. 1. An organic, wet, yet technical kind of sound cannot be reproduced by dynamic driver. 2. Harmony is just a cash grab term overused by commercial companies that they are incapable to produce good quality driver, and thus want to hide behind the harmony vow, without even trying to resolve to physical aspects, which obviously will cost a lot of money to R&D. While I think this understanding genuinely stands true in the year of 2015, they are later on dismissed by my experience on 82,000s and Dusk, which is in a much recent perspective. So, moral of the story, physical tuning and capability always take priority. Does that mean frequency graphs can be ignored? Not quite. To make an analogy, looking for good sound is like looking for good fruit, and frequency graphs is like photo of the fruit. Harmony, the views field, the various targets from different reviewers or authorities is like photos of apple, orange, mango, or even durian. You may say, oh hey, it looks like a tasteful apple that I'm willing to have one every day. You can tell what kind of fruit it is and the condition of it through a photo. But can a photo be deceptive? Absolutely. And you can never tell the taste and smell of your desired fruit until you really bite into it. Well, at least you will not expect a mango when you see a photo of raw fish, right? And back to the core of this video, red and blue. To a lot of people, it seems like a trial to validate or invalidate one or another frequency response curve. To me, it's the opposite. It's a perfect thesis to prove that both of these targets are totally viable. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to the physical execution on sound and preferences. Anyway, thank you for staying to this point and listening to me rambling about a not so interesting topic. I really appreciate it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See you in next video. This time for real. Bye.